Road to Pro Status Weekly Episode 2, guys. As I promised, there's going to be a weekly thing I'm going to be doing, guys, so I hope you guys do enjoy this post-commentary kind of thing and what's going on YouTube with your boy Molten. And today, again, this is Episode 2 of the weekly series I promised you guys I would be doing, so I kind of like doing these like post commentaries just because like I looked at my last one and I like that I can kind of talk about what I've done for the week with I guess what's going on in my pro status as like what's going on like behind the scenes. Like, are you still in the same team? Did anything happen when you made your last video like on the weekly? Is everything okay, or you guys are doing well, or are you guys doing bad? So that's why I like this kind of series, because now you with the first series I kind of mentioned how I was still looking for a team. So with this week, week number 2, so what ended up happening is I ended up finding this team called Warpath GG. That's their Twitter, but it's the team, that's the main team. It's called Warpath GG. We ended up scrimming a couple times and they liked the way that I played, long story short. So we played a couple scrims. We don't, and that's literally like a main tip I want to give you guys again. Like, and I love just giving like random tips. Like, if I've been through it before, I love giving you guys these tips so you guys don't have to encounter the same thing. Like, if a team wants to try you out and they don't want you to scrim, like they just go straight to like a UMG or something, then they're doing it wrong, because again, like, they don't know how you play, they don't know what kind of role you, I mean, you can tell them what you play, but you can't really necessarily show them as far as like when you guys are playing, because again, anything can happen when you pick up a new fourth. Like, either it affects your team for the better or for the worse. And again, and if it's for the worse, it's because you guys don't know how each other play as well, because that's the thing. So if the right track of what I've noticed is, when you pick up a new person, you have to scrim, because with scrimming there's no penalties involved. The only thing you really lose is, I guess, your rep long term. Like, again, like if you're going through Twitter trying to find a scrim and then you lose it, and then they encounter you again, they're gonna be like, oh, it's that team that I beat before, you know, they saw it. But again, like, that's what you need to do, because if you go straight into like a match that's actually worth something, like if you're going for like a record, or you're going for like UMG's going for, I guess this season, it's the spring season in UMG. Like, what they do every season is, like, there's a playoffs that happens every couple months where, after a certain amount of time, the top, I believe, I don't know what's the top teams that make it to the playoffs, and they play in a tournament, and then you play for money, basically. But that's what UMG's, oh my god, this dude just got turned on. That's got it's like a sidetrack. But, yeah, basically, long story short, I want to go too much into UMG's how it works, but if a team just scrims with you guys, that's the best method to try out a new fourth. That's what they did with me. We played a couple scrims and they liked the way I played, which was, because I'm normally, guys, I'm a hybrid slayer. And what that means is, for some people that are not familiar with competitive or roles, is a hybrid slayer will run a AR like I'm running right now, or a SMG. That can run either of the two depending on the situation. Like, as you guys can see, my team is just, I could just say right now, like, this is one of the teams I've been waiting to be on for a while, because these guys are really chill. They know how to play the game. They're, even when we're down by a good amount, like, they don't let it get to their heads. They play the game, they stay in the game, they don't let it discourage them or any way. These guys really know what they're doing. The communication's up there as well, and that's the one thing they say they like about me. Like, when I'm playing game, if you guys ever notice on my live streams or my Road to Pro Status videos, like, I'm a really loud call outer. Like, not like super loud, but I'm like really active. Like, I'm like in the game, like in tune when I'm calling out. Like, I'll call out the littlest thing, whether I'm like right now, whether I'm spawning, whether I'm pushing in hill. And as you guys can see, like, the reason why I guess I want to not really call myself a hybrid slayer, but just a regular slayer, because a slayer can just really pick up any gun and just slay with it. But the role I was playing in this particular game, which was interesting, was this was a UMG match we played. And this team had a pretty good, decent record. They were like, I think 93-17 or something like that. And they weren't that bad, but like, we were super good. I'm not trying to brag like how our team's like the best, but like, we as a team, like, we probably almost, like, we played a lot of good teams in terms of UMG records, and we just beat them like easy, like 3-0 or 2-0 if we're playing at like best of 3 or best of 5. We beat them pretty easily. And the main thing is because, like, everybody isn't like a team, they're not stuck to a certain role. Like, they're like hybrids. Like, they can, like, for example, like, there'll be games where I'm playing Slayer, but for example, like, my team's going off and I'm not, and that's the main thing you want to look at too. Like, when you're looking at a team, like, if for example, perform at a certain game, like game mode, and you're doing really bad at the first time. Like first couple games you're really doing good, but then one game you'll do bad, but your teammates are picking up your slack. That's like key, because like you're not relying on a certain player to win you all the games. Like if everyone in your team can go off at any time, that's perfect, because that just means that no matter what team you play, you'll know like any one of you will go off, and you have a better chance of just relying on one certain player to make the play for you and then to win you the game. So in this case, I didn't really start off too good this game. Like I was trying to figure out how these guys were playing, because I think this was I think we beat them 2-0. Yeah, we played the first map, which was CTF, and we beat them by a pretty close amount, actually. These guys are really good in CTF, but we ended up beating them. And it came down to this hard point where you guys would know throughout the game, like these guys were really coming back, and they were about to come back by a good amount. And you'll know why, like I guess how we were playing like the last hill, but you guys will see that in a little bit. But yeah, like this team Warpath, like I like how everything just runs, like it's actually structured as an actual like organization. Like they have different teams, like they'll have a team for Call of Duty, they have a team for CSGO, they have a team for Gigantic, and Gigantic is one of those it's like Smite and League of Legends, but it's like third person shooter. If you guys ever know what that game is, I don't know what it is personally, but what I've seen, Gigantic, they have a team for that. CSGO, Call of Duty, they have a team for Super Smash for the Wii U, the new one. I forget what the title was called. I think it's Super Smash Bros. All Brawl or something like that. What else, if I'm missing anything? I think that's all the teams, but yeah, they've really expanded. Like this is one of the orgs where you want to be in, especially if you're like an amateur up and coming like pro player. Like any opportunity that you can really accept, just I really recommend you guys take it. But again, it all depends on how, like it's like a step process. Like first you find a team, and then you find an org. And the way that works is like whenever you find yourself a team, that's you either find a team that's without an org or with an org. But if you're gonna go with a team that's with an org, oh, that's an awesome two-piece. You have to make sure like the org knows what they're doing. Like are they actually knowing what they're talking about? Are they actually supporting their players? Do they know how to handle business, contracts? And again, that's like a whole nother video that I can make, talking about how basically like how structured organizations like Optic or Envy or FaZe or all these teams, like how they, like I want to know in detail, because again, they don't really surface or show what they do to their players, like how they support their players, like in terms of contracts, sponsors, or business. Like that's a whole nother aspect of like things like me I probably don't even know about, but that's just like if you're a pro player, you're gonna know, because obviously you're gonna be in that predicament. But basically, the org that I like, that it's really amazing. Like these guys are really chill. They're fun to be around with, as well as like my team. Like these guys are really chill. You know, they're not like they don't get mad when they lose, or you know, we talk over. Like these guys are like really committed. So like, so for example, like we'll lose a game. For example, like for a chance we do lose a game, which we kind of did a couple times. We like basically, the team, we won more than we lost. That's basically why I like the team more. I mean, granted, like again, not every team you're gonna be under, guys. It's gonna be perfect the first time, because sometimes you guys will lose games, especially if it's your first couple of games. But the thing with like you'll find certain teams where you guys will play a game and you guys just met, but you guys will win like every single game. And the reason for that is because you guys already know the aspect of the game, but it's just a matter of just understanding what you guys do as far as roles. So like when you guys are like, this game it wasn't really our first game. Like we played because again, like the reason for the Road to Pro Status Weekly, guys, is it's kind of showing you guys throughout the week how far we come as a team. And as a team, we've made a really good amount of progress. Like we played in the 25K I think it's Saturday, but you guys are watching this video on Sunday, so we played it yesterday and we did pretty well. But we lost game 5 to a team where they're really good. I think it was a couple like semi-pro players that I've seen before, like play around the years. But we lost to those guys, and they lost to Panda Gaming. So if you guys haven't heard, so the team that we lost to the team that beat Team Liquid, which are playing today on Sunday. They beat Team Liquid, so that's pretty crazy. If we actually would have won that, we probably would have been playing Liquid, to be honest, if we actually won that first team, because we were really good heading into the game. But after that, like when we lost, like the vibe wasn't like shutting down. Like we just went over what happened. Like we could have easily won, because again, like there was a lot of mistakes we made. We could have won the series 3-1 because we lost the first hard point and we won the next 2 games and we were up 2-1 in the series. We won the search and the uplink. Then it went to CTF. The CTF we should have closed out, but again, that could be another video of me explaining it. But long story short, we lost that series on 25K. We lost game 5 and we lost 6-2. And after that, really, we just got better. Like, if anything, I feel like with this team, we're getting really better and better. So, like, again, like, me personally, I'm gonna stick around as long as I can, as long as they're gonna allow me to stay. And these guys are really good. So, like, if we stick together, we can be a really, really good team as far as, like, long term. But if you guys can see, like score-wise, it's getting really, really close. See, we could easily close it out. We're 239 though. Like, what, they're 200? And you'll see why, like, exactly this game was super close. And, like, again, there's probably some mistakes that we made, but not as much as I think we did. I mean, as far as talking about the gameplay. But, yeah, basically, guys, for the week, if I can rate my experience in this week, it's a really successful week. I found personally, I found like a home that I can actually stay in, a team that's really, really good and really wants to get better. Like, these guys grind. Like, there'll be nights where we play till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. like on like weekdays, and on weekends, like we'll do this probably even longer, and just like literally like we'll scrim, play UMGs, like we'll grind until the point where like we're really good. And it's to the point when you play with a team for that long and even longer, like you wouldn't even have to like you pretty much know it. You pretty much will expect what exactly that other person is gonna do already without even telling them anything, because when you play with a certain team for a long amount of time, you pick up their tendencies, their what they do a lot, what they normally would do in a certain situation. So like that's basically all the stuff that I really want to say. But if you guys can see, the score is super close. Like, it came down to mid-hill, and this hill is not what you want to have it to come down to. But basically, I made a really big play, so I killed that guy Tempest. That guy would have probably won them the game if he killed both of us. But basically, yeah, that's all for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's not a good amount of style you guys want to watch, but thank you so much for watching. That's the weekly series number 2. Look out for number 3, guys, and thank you so much for watching. And YouTube, we'll see you in the outro. Thank you guys for watching, guys. Yeah.